Hi lovelies, and welcome back to this channel. If you're new here, my name is Belinda Stranded and here is Ballistic Gist. Don't forget to please subscribe to this channel, turn on notifications so that anytime I upload a video, you will be the first person to be notified. And to my returning subscribers, thank you so much for all the love and support. To those people that share my videos, leave commentaries, you guys are the real MVP. Thank you so much for all the love and support. So guys, this 4B movement have actually took to internet and a lot of people are reacting to this, and I was just able to put up some stitch as well as other stitches I was able to put together. Please leave me your own thoughts of what you think of this video, because the USA is about to embark on this journey. Guys, share this video, subscribe, leave your thoughts, and let's dive into it.
We have the power to make morons go extinct like dinosaurs. The morons here are just creating mediocrity. They are creating harm to Mother Earth. They're disrespecting the planet, and they are cancer to the planet. We don't need that, okay? We can live without mediocrity. We can live without the morons, okay? And if you're continuing to procreate with morons, you're just making little morons. We don't need that sugarfoot. Y'all acting like pregnancy is not a high risk as a woman, especially a black woman. You can possibly die from childbirth, and you out here going half on a baby with a moron that hasn't even bought you a ring or signed paperwork to commit their life to you? How silly. But you thinking, oh, he gonna stay because he loved me. He is just talking. It's all talk, no bite. You need to let people be about that action. You need to see paperwork. You need to see funds in the bank account. You need to quit being on this fantasy and just being all in la la land as a woman and just thinking that love is sex or love is attention. Love is respect. Does this motherfucker respect you or not? If he respects you, he will put his life on the line and sign some paperwork for you. If he not willing to do that, don't have no baby with no modern day bum. Have on a baby with a moron that hasn't even bought you a ring.
So I'm a very strong believer and supporter of the 4B movement in the West. I believe that American women should not breed with American men, and the fact that the 4B movement has resonated so strongly with American women is indicative of the fact that American women are just not treated very well. Nobody really talks about this as much, but American women have far less rights than Asian women with regards to their reproductive health. In China and Korea or Japan, every single province in China, you are allowed to get an abortion, whereas in America, it's already restricted in most states. And also, not only that, American women are simply do not have the freedom to be able to go outside at night at like 2 or 3 a.m. in the morning. Because if you've ever been to America, you know that the cardinal rule is, especially if you're a single American woman, you should not be going out in some shady ass street at night, because there's a significant chance of you being harassed, of you being raped, of you being, kidnapped in general. I mean, America is a country that only solves 40% of its murders and 20% of its sexual assaults, which means that American men have had just the ability to just abuse American women and get away with it for so many decades. And I think that the reason why so many American women are joining the 4B movement is because they're sick and tired of the bullshit that is coming out of American men. American men are not even giving American women commitment. And it's not like they're like some Chad or anything, like they're Brad Pitt or something like that, like the epitome of like some kind of attractive standard, or they're rich. A lot of American men who aren't even giving commitment aren't even rich. They're just poor schmucks. And so American women are just like, dude, I'm getting the raw end of the deal. American women really need to go 4B in order to renegotiate the power that they can have between American.
I'm loving this 4B movement, and let me tell you why. And if you don't know what it is, you can search it right here on TikTok and get all the info that you need. But it's a movement that started by women in South Korea. I mean, they conceived this whole idea probably, I don't know how long it's been, maybe 6+ years. It's not an act of rebellion. It's not an act of sticking it to the man, literally the man. It's not even if you don't do this, we're going to stop doing this. And if you change and do this, then we'll let you back in our lives again. What this is for the first time is it's a statement saying, stop centering men. And why is that so important? Because it's not a natural thing to do. But as women living in a patriarchal society for really millennia and being used as a human resource for men, because that's how patriarchy works. But whether you like it or not, men were meant to benefit in this structure, or it's meant to look like men benefit from this structure. But if you really look at it, it's made the men weak, and it's made them believe that they are only useful for two things: protecting and providing. I know men are much more than that. But centering men is really not in our nature. And what's happening is we're waking up, we're realizing that we need to be centering ourselves. That to do the most good for this world, starting with ourselves, those close to us, and the world, is to be centering ourselves, becoming our most authentic self, and giving that to the world. We have been conditioned, brainwashed, indoctrinated to believe that we can't function without centering a man, a resource that serves as a birther, a caregiver, and everything we give is for free. And the 4B movement that I've noticed is just a step back. And anytime you take a step back, it helps you really see things for how they are. And as we're doing this collectively and sharing what we're experiencing with this, is bringing us together in a way that I've never seen before, together as women. And because the men have never dealt with this, they don't know what to do. Some of them are thinking, well, we just need to know what they want. We just, we'll change a little bit. But what they don't understand is we just don't want anything. We will never center men again. If we've learned anything from this movement, that's the number one thing. They've lost their place, and it's mostly because they weren't meant to be there. And when they figure that out, they'll go and be who they are supposed to be. And that is the world I want to live in. That is the world I hope I get to see.
Korean women have no idea what the 4B movement is, and we need to stop this misinformation.
Okay, so thank you to my friend Annie for making that video, because I am a Korean woman currently living in Korea and I have so much to say about this topic. So most of the 4B movement videos that I've seen on TikTok are made from foreigners, and I think Korean Americans or just Asian people living in the West, but not actually people living in Korea. So like I said, I live in Seoul. What I think is happening is the Western media likes to really pick up on these sensationalist, provocative topics and then makes it into an article, and then everyone on TikTok follows suit and makes videos about it. But let me tell you, I am 29, going to turn 30 this year, and literally all the conversations that I have with my friends around my age is about, oh my god, we're looking to get married, we need to find good partners, and we need to do this before it gets too late, or we're just like aged out of their marriage market, And I just made a YouTube video about this, Korea's population crisis, why nobody's getting married or having babies. But I also explained there are services in Korea like marriage matchmaking services where people go and you pay a broker and you submit all this information about yourself, your income, your assets, your family background, if you have any debt, like which university you went to, you submit all that information, and then they take that and then they will try to match you up with people who they think that you're on par with. So you know how you see in K-dramas how like the poor girl ends up marrying the richest CEO of Korea? Yeah, in reality that never happens. So people go to these marriage services and they're heavily used. There are literally so many in the country because everyone is using them. And so the 4B movement in Korea is a very, very small fraction of the whole Korean population in general. It's just the Western media likes to highlight that part and make it seem like it's the biggest issue in Korea, which it really is not. I can promise you that. Don't believe all those sensational articles written online all the time. Most people in Korea still like the other sex. We want to date, we want to find love, we want to get married. Those are like the big majority. And it's only the small group of extreme radical misandrists and extreme radical misogynists. They just seem like the loudest because the most attention goes to them. But yeah, I literally just dropped a YouTube video explaining about this whole thing. So go watch it, Anna Lee on YouTube.
It's so crazy that I am just now finding out what the 4B movement is, because me and the other women in my life, we've been on that. We've been on the 4B movement. We've been on the 4C movement. What is you talking about? So I think that the 4B movement, if it's not already evident, it's going to make its way to the United States. I am going to do a YouTube video about it, and I'm also going to do a live stream on Twitch, but I'm just going to put it on YouTube. Follow me at It's Diamond Days, because it's very interesting. The men are already begging. Women are waking up in the droves, in the hundreds. I see more liberating content for women. The collective consciousness is at its all-time high, and it's only going to keep growing. Like, that 4B movement is making its way pretty soon. And ladies, we got to strategize, okay? I'm making a Twitch to strategize, because men begging now, but they gonna try to do more drastic things as they get tired,
That is the lack of provision and protection. So we'll see who tires out faster. Will it be the women because they won't receive
Protection from who? Protection from who? That's what I fucking want you to answer. Because the only answer you can give is protection from men. So you are threatening to withhold what minimum protections men have offered from other men? Wow. My God. People should really think this whole movement thing. And women love to go to work, and we love to pay for our own shit. And honestly, do you know how happy women are going to be when they aren't popping out your fucking children to take care of anymore? Like, bro. And if we do decide to have children, because we can do that without your asses, the community we will build to aid each other, enjoy.
A lot of viewers have asked my opinion on the 4B movement. When I first saw the 4 and the B together, my autistic brain immediately made a connection to those last 4 brain cell memes, like these. So as a result, I refer to it as the 4 brain cell movement. The thought of it made me laugh, but when I pondered a bit more, it began to come together. Any type of movement that's driving its participants into the unknown or into counterproductive territory just might not be so bright, which leads to the question, are modern-minded women thinking for themselves or as a monolith? And for this reason, I compare a lot of these modern mindsets to that of herd animals, which we all know are not necessarily the brightest.
Herding can be defined as the phenomenon of individuals deciding to follow others and imitating group behaviors rather than deciding independently and atomistically on the basis of their own private information.
So as a result, I began thinking of many modern W's as zebras and not hyenas, okay? Hyenas are cool and they're highly intelligent. Hyena intellect is actually similar to that of primates. And fun fact, hyenas are even smarter than lions. So I'm gonna stick with zebras. So here we see the black and white stripes of an individual zebra. But when zebras are herded together, they appear formidable and much bigger than what they actually are. And because of the stripes, the herd appears monolithic, almost as a larger than life unit. I saw a video posted by a mutual the other day, and she said that she doesn't follow any movements. Why? Because she thinks independently, hence embodying her own movement. You see, I like that. Independent thought, not herd mentality. That's power. That's intellect. But to follow a movement that will inevitably incapacitate the herd, yeah, that's not so bright in my opinion.
All right, so it's kind of funny to me to hear men talk about why the 4B movement couldn't or wouldn't work here in America or in the West in general. And I think that that is because men are short-sighted. And what I mean by that is that they do not realize all of the extenuating circumstances that go into us dating, having sex, getting married, and having children. Like, there's a reason why Korean women pick those 4 markers, because those are very pivotal and like dangerous points in a woman's life. And I say they're pivotal and dangerous because, okay, dating, just the simple act of going out with a strange man that you don't know, you could not come home. And there was a thread recently on Twitter. Was it on Twitter? I don't know where it was. It was some on social where a woman said that she the man that she went to go link with, again, something I do not support. Do not be going to these men's houses because, girl, what? She linked with him in his house and he asked her, oh, do you have your location on? And she was like, yeah, like I share it with my friends or whatever. And he went in this whole rant and tirade about how he don't like women put their locations on and why people gotta know where he live and la 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 and ooh and ray. Oh, and what else did he say? He said, if I was gonna do something to you, it would take too long for somebody to get here anyway. That's just on a date, right? And we could talk about what dates looks like, what's dating looks like in the black community because we already know it's some bullshit. But that's the dating. Then to get married, right? The unpaid labor of women. Men don't understand that a lot of the success that you think this man has, whatever big bro, whoever you have, there's a whole bunch of women in the back doing all types of unpaid, unseen labor that afford this man the ability to do things that people trying to figure out, well, how does it get done? Yeah, how does it get done? How does it get done? How does it get done? Okay, if men are looking at women as sources of unpaid labor, whether it's emotional labor, physical labor, mental labor, all of those things count. That's work. So now that's marriage, right? Before you even have kids, before you even make life with this person, how you gonna live with this man? Who's gonna do the cooking, the cleaning, the washing, the this, that, and the third? Is you a maid? Are you the housekeeper? Are you a cook? Are you a porn star in the bed? All them things there, right? Right. Then we get to the childbirth, the pregnancy, where we already know that black women are the highest rate. We have the highest rate of death when it comes to childbirth. We are the ones who the doctor will let die. The nurse will let us die. They will not listen to us. They will not believe us when we say that our back hurts, our this hurts, our that hurts. I think something's wrong, blah, blah, blah. Serena Williams, Olympian, icon, beloved international figure, had to have her husband advocate for her in the fucking hospital because the doctors didn't want to listen to her. She already knew she had a issue with blood clots and embolisms. She already knew that. She's an athlete. She know her body. The fucking doctors ain't want to listen to her. She could have died. If we could have lost Serena Williams, what do you think that means for Tisha around the corner? And like, what are we talking about? What are we saying? That's just in giving birth. Oh my gosh, excuse my fire alarm because I got to change the battery, I guess. I don't know. All right. Say you survived the birth. You survived the childbirth. Good for you. Great. What kind of maternity leave you got? How much you gonna be paid? How long can you stay home with your baby before you gotta pay for childcare? How long are you allowed to stay home? Paid, comfortable, with food, rent, all that stuff covered. How long is that gonna last before you have to go back to work? And then when you go back to work, who are you paying to watch your child? If you don't have a family member that you could trust to leave your child with. Childcare is up to $600 a week. $600 a week. Some people don't even make that in a week. Some people make a little bit over that, and that's all their whole check is going to childcare. America is not subsidizing our childcare. They're not paying for that. They're not doing anything like that. So, yeah. To have a baby is a big risk. It's not even, oh, if you get married, even if you get married, you could die. You could lose, you're losing income no matter which way you slice it. You're losing money. Okay. If you have a job that you can't work from home, I don't have a job that I can work from home. I gotta be at work. If I'm gonna go back to work, I work a 12-hour day on set on my feet. I can't work from home. There's no position in my department that's working from home. So the closest thing I could think of would be our shopper. And now I'll have a baby in the backseat and I'll just be driving all over the New York City buying shit and running back and forth to set and shit. I've never even seen nobody do that. I'm gonna just keep it a stat. I've never seen anybody do that. There's a lot of things that, like, a lot of industries that women with children just get totally locked out of because if you don't have the childcare, if you don't have the money, if you're not independently wealthy, if you cannot sustain yourself, all those things, that opportunity is not even afforded to you. So, yeah. Which brings me all the way to the top of the conversation. Why won't it work? I think as you have more women making real deal, Holyfield, in the field decisions about their life, they take all of these things into account. You have to take all these things into account. It can't be enough that, oh, I'm in love with this man and he wants a kid. It has to be, okay, if this man, anything happened to this man, anything, that's not even barring if the man want to get up and leave me. I'm just talking about if the man could walk outside, get licked down by a bus, and then next thing you know, you don't have the man no more. How you gonna live? Where's your family? Where's your community? Where's your village? Where you gonna live? Where the kids gonna go to school? Like, all these things still have to be taken care of and taken into account. So why won't it work? Oh, okay. I'm not really seeing no reasons why it would work. I don't really think men understand that until there is something of equal and greater value coming up against to mitigate some of the issues that women are bringing up about dating, marriage, childbirth, child rearing, all that shit. I don't care about what y'all think about what we doing, whether it's gonna work or not. The shit that worked wasn't working for us. So did it really work? Like, we need equitable solutions for all at this point. And when people's going on talking about, oh, but if nobody's having kids, then what about it? What about it? What about it? You're not about to shame me into having a baby that I can't afford and that you ain't gonna help me take care of. Are you nuts? Now I got postpartum depression. I can't even go to the fucking doctor. But does that make sense? Like, men just harping on the fact that women saying, I'm just gonna keep my legs closed. Y'all mad. Before it was choose better. Now when I'm choosing better, which is me, now it's, okay, wait a minute now, hold on. Stop.
The fate of black men is the fate of black women. Just walk with me for a little bit. I keep hearing about the 4B movement, which is basically a feminist movement that started in South Korea in 2019. The purpose is to combat the patriarchy in South Korea, and they have 4 major no's. So it's no dating men, no sex with men, no carrying children for men, and no marrying men. What benefits would this type of movement have for black women and the black community as a whole? As black people, we forget that black men and black women, like, we share the same struggle. So whatever happens to them happens to us, and whatever happens to us happens to them. There is no separation. I think by not having children, we're just contributing to our own extinction, and I don't understand the point of that. I think we get so caught up in the political polarization of black men and black women and like online echo chambers that we forget that we really need each other. If you want to participate in the 4B movement, that is fine. But I really think if you're considering that, like, maybe you should just take a break from being online, go outside, touch grass, and work on yourself for a little bit, and then maybe come back.
So we already let the white women convince us to kick out the black fathers and we didn't need black men with the feminist movement. And now this 4B movement, we about to let these women from Korea convince us to not create families in the black community. And I'm seeing women, I just did my research, I saw a few videos, and I see women talking about, I've been on a 4B movement, I'm on a 4C, D, E, F. We don't need these men, we got to strategize, we got to get strategic about how these men are about to come after us. Y'all been talking about decentering men. Like, y'all got to wake up. This is not beneficial to us. If y'all think this strategy is getting rid of men, not having families, not having babies, that's going to be a lonely life. All it is a way to keep you single and by yourself. And that is not a healthy, happy, fulfilling life, to be by yourself. Who wants to be by yourself? Like, seriously. I know we talk about I'm single by choice. Okay, for now, which is cool. But y'all, so we about to, this is what we are strategizing. Not strategizing how we can create families, how we can better our community. We strategizing on how we can lock in as women, and I'm gonna pray.
Like, seriously, lovelies, this 4B movement is getting super interesting. And to even cut the story short, it actually was introduced by these Korean women. Like, they were fed up with the way at which they were, treated by some guys. And they decided that, okay, I think we have to introduce something that they called a 4B movement in a situation whereby they won't have anything to do with a man. They won't even want to have babies with them. They'll just be on their own, enjoying themselves, their single life, and maybe focusing more on their career and their future, travels and all of that. And this has been happening since 2019, and now the state is about to take it over because women were in a that they are tired of even passport bros, the way at which these guys treat them and all of that. And there is some women also not liking this movement at all. Some women are not liking it, some are liking it. But my own is that how and where will this actually land? Is it that they don't want the world to be filled with populations and all of that? It's not as if I'm disputing the fact that there are not a lot of women going through a lot of them because of some guys who chose not to be responsible. I wouldn't blame any woman who decided, or because of what I have passed through in the past, or because of what my ex have done to me in the past. I think I just not need to be on my own, focus on myself, build my careers and all of that. Especially, single moms. Do you know that I saw a video which I actually staged the video? A man was actually blaming some single mom that they are the reason why they were actually single mom, and he went ahead to talk about why guys shouldn't even go on a date with a single mom. That it's not possible for you to go on a date with a single mom and also try to father a child that is not yours, and living trying not to understand that these single moms were once not single, but they actually decided to fall in the hands of some men who promised them heaven and earth. I'm going to take care of you and all of that. And after every promises, they failed it, resulting to single motherhood. And these men do not even want these kids to be in their life. Even if they want the kids to be in their life, they don't want to provide for these kids. I won't say that all of these men or all men are like that. They are not. They are not. There are some responsible ones out there, but I think the bad ones has overcome the good ones. So if these women are clamoring for this movement, they want to join the Korean women, it's entirely not even their fault. Because of what? Because of what you guys have actually done to these women. I won't say that there are not a lot of women doing the same thing, but I think the rate at which these guys does it is much and it's alarming, making it very difficult for genuine guys that actually want a genuine woman in their life to get one. Because of what? Because of this disappointment. There is a guy that stitched a video that I stitched, and he was talking about how this is actually not his business, because what, he's actually a married man with children and with his wife. So what happened with such people? Why is it that some guys cannot just have a family, build a family, grow with your family, become anything you want to become with your family? But most of these guys will just want to talk a woman down to having a child, and when this child comes around on the way, they decide that I don't want to be in your life anymore, it's too much for me. I can never, forget the video I saw where this woman is actually crying and all, she's on how this person that she met, and she told this person from the onset that I do not want to be a mom, I want to be child free, and she actually agreed with her. Not until he noticed that he has actually fallen all he's in love with him, and he started pressurizing her about having a kid. And one thing led to the other, he have to actually tell her to choose between having a kid and their relationship. Seriously. And she have to give in because she felt that she's in love. She felt that she know this guy too well. She felt that their relationship is so long that this man would never disappoint her. She decided not to, listen to her intuitions, listen to herself. And she went ahead to leave her careers and all of that with this guy. And what happened afterwards? 1 year to the relationship, he's already tired. He's going out with his friends, leaving all the responsibilities to this woman. He doesn't even come home anymore, as well as with complaints and all of that. This woman has to practically take care of everything. Some guys want a child, but they don't want to be in the life of these children. They don't want to be a father, but they want to have the responsibility. They don't want to have the responsibility of being a father, but they want to have a father. So how is this even possible with this kind of economy that we are today. Then when somebody talks, they will say that, okay, women are the reason why there is plenty of these baby mamas, roaming around the street. And when someone wants to complain, some guys will just come and tell you that, oh my God, you shouldn't have anything to do with a baby mama, without even realizing that not all baby mamas actually want to be a baby mama, but it was a condition that put her through that. So that's why when I saw this, 4B movement, it's actually not a nice one. It's not. But any woman that want to indulge because of what maybe you have passed through, if it's going to make you heal, you can just go ahead with that. But if you know that you cannot, you shouldn't allow anyone to push you to do what you do not believe. It's working for Korean women because of how they've been treated. Yeah. Another black women also suffer a similar, fate. But I think we are more fairer. Like, some women actually wanted a child. Like, they just wanted a mini them. But they are so scared of the father, of who to father their child. They don't want to, someone that will father their child, but they won't be in the life of these children. Seriously, lovelies. When I saw this video, I was like, wow, I just need to put this up here. This movement is just coming like a breeze, and when it hits, I don't know what the generation will look like. When it hits, women will just stop having kids. Women will just stop, there won't be, little ones roaming about. Like, how would that society look like? Seriously. When I saw this, I was like, wow, has it gotten to this extent? Guys actually need to do something about this. But I saw a video of some guys reacting, saying that, okay, they actually wanted it. It is actually for their own good and betterment. Like, how could you say that this is actually for your own good and betterment? It's not. It's not good for the society. Seriously. Go to Korea. I heard that you cannot even find like 1 month, 2 months, infants anymore. Seriously. Anyways, lovelies, why not just leave me your own thoughts in the comment section of what you think of this video. And do not forget that we do not support any form of bullying, harassment, or whatsoever. We're just here for educational purposes. So why not just share this video, subscribe to this channel if you're yet to do that, and I will see you lovelies when I upload the next one.